Uh, it's just one though. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Raising the Rogers Homestead. I've got to get my big pigs moved. They have been in the same spot for a while. And then we're also going to try out just a single strand of hot wire, maybe two strands for the little pigs. They've been behind the net this whole time, but they are starting to get pretty big. We had a little bit of a rain yesterday, brought in a cold front. It is pretty chilly this morning, but I want to get those guys behind just hot wire, one strand or two strand, because the net is almost not big enough to accommodate as many of those pigs that we have. So that's what we're going to start out with this morning and just kind of see where the day carries us. I've got quite a few things to get caught up on, but that's what we're going to start out with. All right, so I'm gonna move these guys back here to the back. This will be the very back side of our property. So they've been on this before, but it's been, a couple of months or so. So I'm going to run some more hot wire and should be able to just connect it to everything, and should be a pretty easy move. The biggest thing is going to be getting the water moved and getting their shelter moved, because they have really done a number on that shelter, and I have not had the time or the resources to fix it just yet, but they don't seem to mind too much. It keeps them out of the direct rain, and I think they're okay. All right, let's get started. All right, I got all the clips on. Now I'm gonna run my hot wire, and I'm actually using some of the old existing posts that were here, just putting them over here on this side. So I've got to unhook this thing before I can finish the loop, and hopefully they don't test this wire. I mean, these guys, if you look at this hot wire where it actually is, these guys could easily, I mean, they're a head height over it. I mean, it blows my mind that they stay behind it, but it's just, you get them trained to it young, get them trained to it while they're little pigs, and then whenever they're big pigs like this, they don't even test it. And I mean, you can see where that hot wire is in relation to him. He could go right over that if he wanted to, but they stay behind it. But anyway, I'm gonna get this hot wire set up real quick. All right, I got the other hot wire set up. I put it just a little bit higher this time. Judging by them standing there, it's hitting them about mid-body. So So I'm thinking that maybe it'll be all right. Hopefully they don't try to go under it or anything, but I don't think they will. Once they establish where the perimeter is, I think they'll be all right. So now I got to take this down and get their shelter moved. They'll probably follow the shelter, and then I got to get their water moved, get it cleaned up and stuff, and get it set over here. So let's see if this goes smooth or not. Anna does not want to move. All right, finally got her moved. She was being a little ornery, but main thing with pigs is you just got to give them time. You go to pushing them and stuff, they're really, really smart, and they just won't go. I'm gonna put in a few more step-in posts around here. This over here looks really good. It's hitting them body-wise about where I thought it was going to. Yeah, no, it looks pretty good. Their shelter's a mess. I didn't realize how bad it was, so I might have to put that on my list at some point. But I don't have time today. I still have to move the little pigs. And it'll be the first time that they're behind just a single strand or 2 strands. I'm probably gonna do 2 strands. But I used all of my hot wire. I like to use the white hot wire for the pigs just so they can see it really good and they don't test it. I have used the yellow and the black before and it works okay. I still feel like the white wire is the way to go. So we'll make this thing hot, get everything picked up, and then move on to the little pigs. All right. Now on to the little pigs. You can see their area is pretty messy. Like I said, we got some rain, and I mean, man, they went to town. So I'm gonna move them up the hill a little bit. I've got a water hookup right there. I got a water hookup. Where their water's hooked up right now is completely maxed out as far as I can go, obviously without adding another hose. But I think I'm just gonna do like a rectangle shaped paddock. Try to make it a little bit bigger than it is right now, and then see how it goes. Hopefully they don't just run through it, because if they do, I'm in trouble. But anyway, let's get started. All right, got their area set up. I got 2 strands. Hopefully that'll be enough. I think they'll be fine, honestly. I still got to get their water moved. And then once I get their water moved and get it set up and everything, then I got to figure out how I'm going to get them over here. Not 100% sure how that's going to happen yet, because I didn't realize until I was already about halfway through that the opening to that fence is over there on the other side. So I guess I'll just have to come up underneath it. I'm not really sure, but I got to get them in here. Then I got to get their shelter in here without them getting out. So I got my oldest. She's bringing me some feed. Hopefully I can keep them distracted long enough to get the shelter and everything over here, get them over here. And hopefully this isn't a fiasco, but we'll see. All right, I'm super excited about how smooth that went. They have not got away from the feed long enough to actually test the fence, but I've got the fence hot. I got to get their shelter moved, and I got to get their water moved. So I don't know if you could see that on the time lapse or not, but we have a pig out. It's just one though. Hopefully the other ones don't try to get out. There you go. Go back that way. Please don't run. Well, this ought to be fun. Hopefully we can get her in with a little bit more feed. These other ones have gotten hit a couple of times, so hopefully they'll stay in, but man, and she's skittish too. I don't know why. I think she knows she ain't supposed to be out. Crap. I guess we're gonna try some feed. All right, I got it back in. And as soon as that one came in, another one went right back out because we had the fence picked up. But went around and lowered it to the bottom notch on the step-in post. So it kind of goes down, then back up, down, then back up. But only thing we can do is just hope they don't keep going underneath it. So I got to get the rest of this fence picked up real quick. I got part of it down, but I got to get the rest of it picked up. And then I'm probably gonna take a break for a little bit. All right, I got that fence loaded up. That thing has been awesome for getting these guys trained. I really wish that I had like 3 more of them so that I could just run them back behind that fence the entire time. But to be honest with you, there's nothing easier than just putting up a couple strands of hot wire and your pigs staying behind them. It's way less money, way less infrastructure, and it makes owning pigs a lot more enjoyable in my opinion. But hopefully they're settling in. Having that fence taken up will also give me the opportunity to fix it. A couple of the step-in portions of the post, a couple of them are broke, and believe it or not, it wasn't the pigs, it was the sheep. The sheep are the one that broke it, but that was partially my fault because I got them trained to it, and then I moved them to an area where it wasn't easy to get a hot wire to it, and then they discovered, well, this ain't hot no more, so I'm just gonna walk over it, and they did, and broke a couple of the step-in posts, so I can get those fixed now that I've got it up. Still got this piece of metal laying out here from shelter. Need to get it picked up. At some point in the near future, I got to get Anna separated. She should be bred. Just looking at her, she looks bred to me, but I got to get her separated at some point. That way that she can have her babies in peace. I think that part of the reason, I could be off on this, but I think part of the reason why she wasn't too crazy about moving is she liked being left alone. Although the meat pig that we have, the one that I have yet to process, he doesn't bother her very much at all. He's pretty chill. But he's also castrated, so that could be part of it. But our boar, man, he gets excited sometimes. Wants to push her around and jump on her and stuff. I mean, I don't think he would hurt her on purpose, but he's so big that you never really know what he's capable of. Our pigs are really, really gentle to be as big as they are, but I think it's mainly because they're used to me. They're used to us being out here every day. We babied them whenever they were little pigs, kind of like these guys. We'll sit out there with them and mess around with them and stuff, and they've gotten used to us. But with that being said, I don't ever turn my back on him. He has, whenever Anna was in heat, he kind of jumped at me a couple of times. He's never hurt anybody. He's never hurt me. But you just never know with a big pig like that. Gotta always keep an eye on him. But Jason from Sow the Land, he always says, I don't trust no pig. And I'm right there with him. I like them. I love pigs. But I don't trust them. Always keep them at arm's reach. Always have an exit, especially when you're messing with big pigs. Always have an exit. And Anna is no different. You can rub all over her and she's just the sweetest thing, but I always try to keep a little distance on her. Try not to push them too much because they get aggravated. But pigs moved to fresh pasture. I don't know if you'd really call it pasture because everything's dead, but they're at least not standing in mud anymore. The big pigs, they made some holes over there. Of course, you know, that's what pigs do. They dig holes. They made some holes over there, but that doesn't bother me. The rest of it, they really hadn't made that big of a mess, which is kind of surprising. But I was gonna knock the top off all that. This is sage grass that's standing back there. I was gonna knock the top off all of it, but it's so squishy and muddy. I'm gonna wait till it dries a little bit. But pigs moved. Good deal. That only took 2 hours or so, which part of that was me being indecisive and not really knowing where I was going to put everybody, but I got them moved, and that was the main goal. But I got some other things I got to move on to. That's where we're going to cut this off today. I appreciate you guys stopping by today. If you could, like this video and subscribe to our channel. And check us out on our Instagram page and share our videos with somebody you think would enjoy them. Until next time, we'll catch you guys on the next one. Thanks.